While Battlefront 2 has had an impressive turnaround, I think it still lacks a lot of the things the original 2005 version had. The game received its last update, and because of this, I kind of want to talk about the strengths and weaknesses of the game now, since it's basically going to be unchanged. I go on the internet and I see a lot of people praising DICE, and I do think that praise is well deserved, but I still think there's a lot of criticisms that DICE needs to hear. So I guess the first thing I want to talk about is the modern day Battlefront 2 should have had a Galactic Conquest game mode. I mean, this game mode was like in the original Battlefront in 2004 and the sequel in 2005, and like it was a big deal. It was like one of the biggest game modes of both those games, and they weren't in the 2015 version and they weren't in the 2017 version. And basically in this game mode, if you never played the old Battlefronts, you could like play as any faction from any era at the time and conquer the galaxy. And it was like playing a shooter and a strategy game at the same time. I mean, it was amazing. And Pandemic, the developer behind the original Battlefronts, were like way ahead of their time. And it's sad because most modern shooters today, like I have seen like none of them parallel to this amazing game mode. And it might seem like a small thing to complain about, but I really don't think it is. It's like one of the biggest reasons why I played the Battlefront games as a kid, and even now I go back to them and play this game mode. And I think like what's cool about this game mode also is like it had like even unique events. Like for example, you could play as the Empire and literally destroy a whole planet, and that was incredible. My friends and I spent dozens of hours like trying to conquer the galaxy while playing split screen. And another thing that I think the original Battlefronts did much better are the space battles. I mean, like when you played a space battle in like the original Battlefronts, especially two, you were in for a treat. I mean, there wasn't really space battles in the first game; it was more like dogfighting. And what's funny is it's kind of like that in the 2015 one as well. There was just dogfighting, and but basically, like if you played in Battlefront 2 in 2005, you deploy as a soldier in a capital ship and then boarded whatever ship you wanted to in the hangar bay, and then you took off and then like got in dogfights in space, and you can land into another capital ship that's of the enemy team. And you could also even take like a transport ship and board the enemy's capital ship, and that would like set a spawn point where any of your teammates could spawn at. And as long as the ship wasn't destroyed, you could just keep it there and keep spawning in there. And it's funny, I remember one time when I was a kid, my friend and I were playing and boarded a capital ship with a transport. My friend died, and I showed him how he could respawn in the enemy hangar bay, and he called me a wizard. It's just like crazy. Like nothing like that ever happens in FPSs nowadays. Like there's nothing like that. And when I play a space battle in modern day Battlefront 2, I just feel like it's so uninspired. Like you automatically just get in the ship and you can't go out. It feels like a spin-off game that uses Battlefront's engine. Like it doesn't even feel like its own game. I mean, it doesn't even feel like it's part of the same game actually. It just feels like its own game, but it isn't that good. And I don't know if you guys know, but there are rumors that in the canceled Battlefront 3, you could literally board a ship on a planet and then fly into space and participate in the conflict up there. Or you could decide to just stay on the ground as a soldier or get in the dogfight in the planet. This customization and playstyle sounds awesome, and it's a shame we couldn't get it. And I honestly hope DICE sees this video and potentially implements this ideas in like the next Battlefront. I'd buy it for sure. And I have to say that even though I've been railing on DICE, I do love them. I mean, I bought Battlefront 2's Elite Trooper Edition for $80 at launch, and that was during the loot box controversy. While this current version of Battlefront has like a shiny coat of paint and a lot of live service support, or at least it used to, I can't help but think it could have been so much better. And it should have been better at launch since they had experience from making the 2015 Battlefront. And I'd give them a lot of praise for the work they've done so far. But I think more content should have been available at launch, and obviously the microtransaction thing should have never happened. But the way the game has been transformed is really impressive, and obviously it has breathtaking visuals. It's 60 frames per second on console, and the addition of Capital Supremacy and the co-op game modes was great, and I play those a lot. And with the continued great maps like Geonosis and Fallujah, I have to give credit where credit's due. But anyways, guys, that's all I really have to say about Battlefront 2, and I hope DICE makes Battlefront 3, because I think that they learned a lot of things from 2, and I just hope 3 is much better with no controversy.